97% of all of the companies fail in their first 2 months because the founders simply don't have a clear understanding of what to do after they created a business. In this video, I'll share with you step-by-step guide how you can start and develop your online business if you are a teenager, based on my personal experience. My name is Kirill Veretin, I'm the founder of Veretin.com, and in the very end of this video, I'll share with you the business strategy, business model that fits all what I will be talking about. So let's start. And here we come to our step number 0. Before you even start the business, you have to ask yourself a very important question. Are you ready to invest a lot of yourself into something, one idea, to develop it, to have at least a chance to succeed? And man, you have to be very serious with this question, because it's not an easy stuff to develop your business. I can tell about it as a business owner because I've gone through many things. And yeah, I mean, you have to work a lot, you have to struggle a lot, you have to overcome difficulties and become better. And the vast majority of people, from my personal experience, they don't have this skill, they don't have this opportunity to go through all of these things. They just don't ask this question before they start. Honestly speaking, it's not a Disney fairy tale, and you have to keep in mind that before you achieve some kind of a decent result, even in the early stages of your business, you will need to go through tears, blood and pain. It's not easy. And I'll tell you more, unless you already develop your business for some time, you will not be aware of all of the problems that you'll face. It's impossible to get updated about all of them just in theory. Yeah man, honestly speaking, not even about all of them, but about the majority of them. And the number one reason why 97% of businesses fail very soon after they start is because they expected it to be an easy game. Simply your ability to move through difficulties step by step without losing the enthusiasm and doing it consistently without stopping, plus honest analysis of what you do, and plus constant improvement will be your competitive advantage in any case. Also, bear in mind that the vast majority of people who are even on this step number 0, theoretical step, they are not completely honest with themselves, and moreover, they are lying to themselves about their opportunities and about their seriousness. Don't do this. Be honest with yourself. It's crucially important here. So before moving forward, I want you to think about what I just mentioned, because this is the only way, in my personal opinion, the only way to break free, and the only way to do something that you really like and you really control, to become an entrepreneur. However, it's not for everyone. If you believe that you'll manage with that, that's cool, because we can move to the next step. And so here we come to the step number 1, which is properly evaluate your current situation, because, bro, let's be honest, you may have a lot of stop factors, you see? However, it depends on the angle you look at them. Is it a stop factor, or maybe it's an opportunity? For example, if you are in your early or maybe mid-20s, the chances are that you still live with your family, and you may be ashamed of that. But man, it's a huge advantage. You don't need to think about that like this. Since let me tell you a couple of words about me. I don't live with my family already for years, and I see my mom and my sister and my granny and my father several times a year maximum. It's such a huge advantage that you start the business and you don't need to think about paying rent and paying for other stuff like food, like groceries, I don't know, different things that are covered by your family when you are when you have this advantage. So treat it properly. When you start your business, the probability of you getting your first profit within first week or couple of weeks, I don't know, is so low. Like 99.99% of the companies, they don't give profit in the first several months, maybe sometimes even several years. It depends on your business model. And I can tell once again from my personal experience, man, I really like the business model that I have in my company. However, I got my first profit maybe 3 months after I started. And to be honest, I have already invested some cash in this business at that moment in time, and I have invested a lot of working hours, like tons of time to develop to that point. So it's difficult to get your first profit very soon. And can you imagine how hard it is to work on your business at least 8 hours a day At the same time, combining it with your full-time job, maybe part-time job, but in the vast majority of cases, let's be honest, it will be a full-time job if you don't live with your family, plus just have a simple life, because all of us were people. Man, it's very complex. It's very complex. So I strongly recommend you to use this asset if you still live with your family. It can be a huge boost in the very start, in the very beginning. After that, of course, you will not need to depend on that. But in the very beginning, man, once again, you have to be honest with yourself before you start the business. Because of that, do you really think that it's a disadvantage? If you ask me, I actually would be happy to not pay my rent, but I simply cannot do this because I have some kind of obligations, and this is not how people behave. Let's move to the next one. For example, you have no experience. Yeah, that's actually the difficult stuff to argue with. However, if you don't have an experience, most probably you have a lot of courage, a lot of desire to gain this experience, so use this momentum. Always remember that on your energy depends a lot. So if you have a lot of energy, please always be honest with yourself what you want to do, what you want to develop, and allocate your time, your efforts and your energy into something one to become better in it, and this how you gain your experience. I think this one will be very popular. You have no cash to invest in your business. It's better to have money, but not always, because sometimes I strongly believe so. Once again, this is from what I have gone through. If you don't have money, you have to find out different ways how to reach your goals, and most probably they'll not be very obvious for you. When you will go through this way, through these struggles and complexities, you will have way more experience compared to somebody who just had a lot of cash in the very start. This is the learning curve, this is the learning process that you have to go through. The vast majority of business guys, they didn't start with a lot of capitals. So actually, when I was 16, man, I had my first business when I was 16. I was reselling Oculus Rift VR glasses here in Russia. I was buying them from the US, and I didn't have a lot of cash. I barely had enough money to buy the first Oculus Rift, and after that I just started thinking about how to sell that stuff. I have found out so many strategies, and I'm very grateful for that experience. Now I'm 26. By the way, it was 10 years ago. Man, I'm happy to know that back in the days when I didn't have a lot of resources, I had the resourcefulness, and I was looking for ways how I can develop something significant for me at the time. And bro, you have your own situation. I cannot understand if you still live with your family or maybe you have some cash to invest. It depends. So you have your own unique way, and you'll have your stop factors, you'll have your struggles, but always think about them as an opportunity to move you out of your comfort zone, to move you out of your zone of things that you can automatically do. Because when you have to think about your next step, you actually grow. It's about analysis, it's about constant improvement. So it's a huge advantage actually. It's a growth zone if you have your stopping factors. It depends on the angle that you look at them. So as you understand right now, the main idea behind your stopping factors is to get it how to convert them into your go factors. And yeah, don't forget about the simple fact that probably even before you start your business, you already have these go factors, these boosters that will help you. It may be your professional background. I mean, how the professional background or your education can be a disadvantage? I don't know. Maybe you have useful contacts. Maybe you have other assets like a legal entity. Probably not, but I'm not talking only about that. Maybe you have, I don't know, the access to some courses or the opportunity to attend events, conferences, because you're located in the right place. Useful contacts, man, it's such a huge stuff. People who can give you an advice. I'm not even talking here about mentors, but just people in your network who have gone through a lot of things that you want to go through. They can give you their advice based on their personal experience in real life, so you can treat them a coffee or a lunch and listen to their conclusions based on what they have done previously. You can learn a lot. You can ask them to connect you with other people. And as usually people say, your network is your net worth. I believe you have heard it. It's not even mandatory, it's not necessary to have other assets or have anything else. Probably if you want to start a YouTube channel, I don't know, you may consider that your video camera and your microphone is your biggest asset. But yeah, don't focus on this too much, because I strongly believe your biggest and the most valuable asset is actually you. It's your time, it's your ability to manage your tasks properly, it's your ability to learn fast, it's your readiness to invest a lot of yourself into something one and to develop it. And yeah, I always repeat that it's better to invest yourself in something one. This is the lesson that I have learned last year, I think, when I was living in Bali. Man, it's way better to do something one, because I was thinking about what were the ways in my life that were very profitable for me. And I realized that sales, a couple of other things, but all of this stuff, I was doing it for years and years and years before I started monetizing after that. Keep in mind your go factors. Don't focus on your assets too much. Focus on your development, and always keep in mind how to convert your stop factors into go factors. The vast majority of people, they are either unaware of their weaknesses because, once again, they are afraid of that, afraid to be honest with themselves, or they don't know how to do this, what I was talking about. They don't know how to see advantage in their weaknesses and how to convert them. It's about playing, it's about self-understanding, and if you will get this point, you will get a huge advantage over the 95% of other people, because all of us, we have our weaknesses, we have our problems, we have our obligations. Maybe some of you guys, you have already children, I don't know, but yeah, just think about how you can use this actually. Now we come to the step number 2, and this one is an extremely important one as well, because it's about choosing the right vehicle. Now you need to find your way. It's difficult to do, man. Sometimes you don't have any idea about what kind of business do you want to start, and my personal recommendation, feel free to talk to older people. But it's not only about the age, it's about what they have achieved in their life, because you don't want to get advices from somebody who is older than you, but who didn't achieve anything that you want to actually achieve. So be extra careful with that as well. But a couple of advices from my side. Think about something, and by the way, I'll give you the particular business model in the very end of this video. I'll repeat it once again, that will meet all of the requirements that I'll mention right now. You need to differentiate yeses and nos, if I can say like that, I don't know. When it comes to yes, man, you need to find a model that will be profitable. Profitable maybe in the long term, in the mid-term. It's kind of difficult to find something that will be profitable in the short term, but you definitely don't want to start something that has no potential to give you good profit. Of course, if you want to get some profit, because I don't know your motives, but still, in my business, Veretin Recruitment, Veretin.com, feel free to check our website. We monetize out of making placements of senior blockchain developers, very rare guys in the industry. I have to be honest, the profit, yeah, I mean, it's profitable. The profit from each closed deal is kind of high, so I can reinvest this profit to my company and scale it, even from one closed deal. But it's difficult to close this deal because it's time consuming, it's energy consuming. So I have a huge potential of scaling this business. Not only scaling, because the next one is about scaling. I have a huge potential of making a lot of profit out of what I do, and that's very important to keep in mind before you choose your way. The next one, yes, it's about scalability. Do you know how to scale your business in the future? Do you have an understanding of how to do this? even in theory, because before you start, it's mandatory to think about that factor as well if you want to have a developed business in the long term. It's difficult to think about something, some kind of unscalable business right now in our realities when we have the age of the internet and social networks and blah blah blah. However, it's better to start something that will be easily scalable in the future, and here you definitely can see the differentiation. In my case, I believe that my business is scalable, since from one closed deal, once again, I can hire, always confuse these two words. I can hire several business development managers or several recruiters, and this is how we grow. After that, we'll have more deals, we'll have more candidates. This is how I scale my business, actually. Next, you need to think, do you guys see it? Let me actually show it to you here. Man, you need to think about the business model that will not require a lot of steps to do from your side before, like between the moment when you start the business and when you have your first profit out of that. Because one of the problems one of the issues and mistakes that I see people do, young entrepreneurs, they start the business that is not actually considered to give profit. For example, YouTube channel, yes, you definitely can monetize out of YouTube channel, but let's be honest here, how many steps do you need to do from the number one step when you just come up with the first video and to the moment when you get monetized? Not only monetized, when you get a decent amount of profit. So there are different industries where you have to do step number one, number two, then 10 other steps, and only after that you will get the profit. However, at the same time, there are different industries as well where you can make step number one, number two, number three, of course, okay, and number four, it's already to get the profit. My business model works in this particular scheme. Before I was choosing the right business model for me, I was thinking about this way that I'll need to go before I get my first profit. And I wanted to make it as short as possible, because you have to be concentrated on one most important thing. And when you start your business, the most important thing is to get some profit. Yes, it's important to remember as well. The next one, let me also show it to you here. Man, just very easy. Ideally, you need to find something that will bring you a lot of fun. Yeah, of course, it's not mandatory to have fun out of what you do as a business owner. However, to be honest, it's a huge advantage, and it's a huge bonus and boost as well if you enjoy your business, if you enjoy your industry. For example, I freaking enjoy Web3. I'm in blockchain and Web3 and crypto since 2020 full time, and it's such an industry where you can... Everything is moving fast, man. Everything is moving fast. Everything is very scalable, and a lot of great people in this industry who I can learn from, even simply from speaking with them. So it's an amazing one, and I really enjoy what I do, and this is a huge bonus for me, because I wake up knowing that today will be one more great day. So that's a huge one. Next, what you have to avoid, what I advise you to avoid. Of course, very big amount of spending in the very beginning, because some kind of businesses, they require you to have huge amount of cash in the very start, capital, and it may be not from some industries, some business models, they are not beginner friendly, let's put it in this way. So just don't start a business that is not beginner friendly if you're the beginner, and this video is created for beginners. Next one, avoid industries and business models that consider a high level of risk. You don't want to lose everything from the very beginning just because of one mistake, and you don't want to lose a lot, because these two factors in combination, this one and this one, bro, if you invested big portion of money into your startup that you just start developing, you don't have an experience, and by the way, this is the next one, so you definitely will have a lot of mistakes along the way. If you have invested a lot, you don't want to combine it with the high probability of losing what you have invested. There is no sense to do this. Just choose another business model that's more friendly to the people who just enter this way of being an entrepreneur. And yeah, the last one that I mentioned here, but obviously it's not the comprehensive list. Just, I strongly recommend you to avoid business that requires a lot of experience before you start. For example, I don't know, construction business or medical center or lawyer firm or I don't know, building space shuttles, something like that. Avoid these because, man, you will gain your experience along the way. But when I started my business, I didn't have a lot of experience in recruitment. I've gained it along the way, making mistakes, yes. But when I was making a mistake, one more mistake here or there, I didn't lose a big portion of my capital that I invested, and actually it wasn't expensive to start what I'm doing right now, so keep this in mind. Okay guys, now I live in a small apartment, so I believe you don't mind if I'll switch my location to the next one. Anyways, after that comes the step number 3. You need to generate a minimum value product, MVP, and here you can see the Eastern act from Masha, from my girlfriend. Well, you need to create some kind of a starting version of your service or product, depends on your business model that you have chosen. Because after you will onboard your first client, you will need to perform, right? So here we need to think about this one. Focus on creating this starting version of your product that you will improve over the time, because nothing is started ideally in an ideal way. You over the time improve what you sell, you over the time improve what you bring to the market, the value that you bring to other companies, that to your clients, yes? So start with something, and practice makes perfect, man. You have to be conscious, you have to be careful with your improvements and with the way that you go through. So always analyze what you do in order to make this MVP, transform it to the actual product that you will be proud of. So do and don't. Of course, man, act. This is do. Try something new, value your time, etc., and many other stuff. If you will not act, if you'll over prepare or overthink, bro, you will not be able to go forward with the pace that's needed to grow, because we are, as a business owners, and you as a business owner in the future, or maybe right now, we are in a competitive environment, not advantage, competitive environment, because I want to create the best product possible. My competitors want to create the best product possible, and we compete with each other. We provide services in the best possible way that we can do right now. So, man, if you act, you become stronger. If you act, you become better in what you do. Practice makes perfect. If you over prepare, yeah, sometimes it's mandatory and it's necessary to be well prepared. However, don't be a perfectionist that will not make the first step because you want to do everything ideally. Doesn't matter, man, if your product is ideal or simply very good. In the vast majority of times, it's enough to be good. So MVP, also be careful with it, because it should be good enough to be presented to the client. So what I want to say here, don't find the first client unless you feel that you can really bring value. Because I don't want you to say that just from the very beginning invest only one day into creating some kind of stuff that you want to sell, service or product, doesn't matter, and after that just find a new client to sell. No, I'm not talking about that. Be good enough to be able to provide value for the price that you want to charge for that, regardless of what you do. But don't sit too much time here thinking about how to make it ideal. No sense. Try something new. Don't be afraid. We have to be bold. We have to be We have to have this courage, try new approaches, try new things, try new ways of doing this, doing that, and you will never grow significantly if you will be afraid of taking the next step, taking the new step, jumping into the unknown part of your business. Yes, don't be afraid, act and try something new. Also, value your time, don't be slow, because once again, it's a competitive environment. Time is very important here, regardless of your business. I strongly believe that, okay, 99% of the businesses, they are time sensitive, since you don't have a monopoly, you don't have an infinite demand, we have even trends. I mean, everything affects your business, and the faster you are, the faster you react on messages or calls from your clients, the faster you provide the result, the faster you do this or that, the bigger is your advantage compared to other competitors in the market, and your clients will see it. So create the minimum value product, and after that, after you will think about all do and don't, let's go to the next step. Step number 4, find your first real client. And man, I highly recommend you to watch my video that I recorded recently and uploaded to my YouTube channel, not website. You will have the link on the screen right now, I believe. But yeah, this is an important part, because you are here most probably because you want to onboard your first client for your first business. It's a tricky part, because according to Alex Hormozy, by the way, this is the scheme of possible ways to reach out to clients. And just to give you an idea, before onboarding the client, of course, you have to make your research, you have to find the client, you have to have a conversation with him or her. Usually it's done via the text message first, like messengers, for example, Telegram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, I don't know, Viber, something like that, email outreach, different social networks like X.com, like something else. And after that, you need to, in most cases, at least this is how I follow the structure, you need to have a call or physical meeting with this potential client to convert this potential client to your actual client, to explain the value that you can bring to this company, to explain your approach and explain everything, like all the details. So basically there are 4 main ways how you can do this. First of all, people who know you and people who don't know you. One-to-one, aka private, or one-to-many, aka public. People who know you one-to-one, of course, it's warm outreach. It's about your network, the people that are already in touch with you, for example, your friends, your colleagues, somebody else, your family maybe in some cases. If you want to mow the lawn, man, it's the case. I mean, just an example from my hand. Don't know you one-to-one private, cold outreach. This is actually what I'm focusing on in the video that I just mentioned. Cold outreach, it's about creating the database of potential clients. It's about reaching out to them, creating the approach in terms of how to message them, how to do this properly, utilizing different auto tools, utilizing different strategies, follow-ups, warming ups as well. And yeah, on my video that I recorded recently and uploaded to the YouTube channel, I explained 2 main ways how you can do a proper cold outreach. Don't forget to check it after this one. Next, one-to-many public, know you, post free content. This is actually what I do right now and right here. This is the approach that I follow for some time already on my LinkedIn page, for example. Post free content. And this is the way how people will get to know you better, how they will get accustomed to your face and to your company, to your branding. So this is one of the ways how you can onboard the first client as well. However, I'll give you a couple of comments in a couple of minutes. Then the last one, don't know you one-to-many public, run paid ads. You can just simply invest into running ads, into making people who have never heard about you, who have never seen your face on your brand, actually make the first step and understand that at least you exist and at least you can bring them some value. So I specialize on cold outreach mainly. I don't specialize on paid ads. This is not my field of expertise. I don't have any extensive experience in it. I don't specialize, I didn't specialize previously on posting some free content, but as you see right now, I start my first serious steps into this one as well. And in terms of warm outreach, yeah, but I do this, but couple of words about these 3 segments. When you start a business, I highly recommend you to specialize in cold outreach, because for warm outreach you need already to have some kind of network in your field, in your sector, in your business. Most probably, if it's your first business, if it's your first attempt to make money online or offline, actually, not the case, man, not the case. You need to extend your network over the time, but from the very beginning it's almost impossible to benefit out of this, because you start and because you build it brick by brick, step by step. Next, post free content. Obviously for this you need to have some kind of a presence online. So also probably it will not be done from the very beginning, from the very start, but actually if you have a developed social network, LinkedIn, I don't know, TikTok, something like that, man, it's a huge advantage. It's a big booster. Of course, if you have people there subscribed for you who are, first of all, real people. Second of all, they respect and know you and remember you, because sometimes real people subscribe to us, but there is no interaction. And third, if they follow under your ideal customer profile. Next, run paid ads. You need to have money for that, and of course, if you make a wrong choice in terms of finding the right platform or targeting different people who are not actually your potential candidate, your potential clients, you'll lose some cash. So keep that in mind. Yeah, man, of course, I forgot to mention it, but it's crucially important. Even before you start reaching out and doing your, creating your database, it's crucially important to make a research and understand the ICP, ideal customer or client profile. What kind of people or business do you target? Is it B2B or B2C segment? Are they, should they be located in a specific place or not? Maybe you're targeting specific sex, maybe not. So it depends on your business. It depends on your business model. It depends on how do you see the development of your company, and it's crucially important actually to do this before you do research, before you create your database, before you start reaching out to them and start talking to them, to your potential clients. So keep it in mind, and it's a topic for a separate video. I'll explain a bit later how to create your ICP, how to check it, how to try it, how to evaluate it, and how to understand where should you allocate your efforts to in order to find them. After you have onboarded your first client successfully, you again need to concentrate on the most important stuff, which is deliver and improve yourself after that and your product or service. This is the step number 5, by the way. So you found the client. What's next? You have discussed everything and you started working with this client. B2B, B2C, doesn't matter. Maybe you are a design agency, or maybe you do something else. I don't know. You have to focus on delivering. You have to be 100% concentrated on providing the best possible user experience. This is the most important thing here, because if you have your first client and this client will eventually go away from you, since you're concentrated on many, multiple different things, but not on this client, bro, that's not good. This is not how business will grow. This is not how you'll create your name in this field. So focus on deliver the best possible experience. After that, you'll get the first happy client, of course, and this is an amazing stuff, because this company potentially will be, who knows, your client on a regular basis, repetitive client, or how do you call it? I don't know. After that, of course, get the testimonial, because you need to create your list of cases, case studies, since other clients, they'll pay attention a lot to whether you have already some kind of clients who are happy with you or not, was their experience bad or good? Yeah, it's very important. Just think about the process when you buy something on Amazon. Man, I strongly believe that you pay attention to the reviews, or it's relevant for courses or for books or for, I don't know, staying in a hotel, vacation, something like that. Man, we always pay attention to reviews, to feedbacks, to testimonials, and in this case, man, it's even way more important than anywhere else, because this is your business, this is your name. So be serious about testimonials. For example, we place our testimonials, our case studies on our website veretin.com, here on YouTube, video testimonials, yeah. And I also will create some kind of additional videos where I will explain how was our experience working with this particular client, and of course I'll place it everywhere as well, just to show my potential clients who will come next to my business, who will use my services, that we have case studies and you can learn out of them even before starting working with us. After that, you see that here I use the dashed line because everything doesn't stop here. After that, you have to analyze what was your experience with this client, what was their experience with you, and you need to understand what has to be improved. In my company, together with my head of recruitment, Don, who is based in Manila in Philippines, by the way, now we are actively working on the live coding format of our technical rounds. So we have extended our technical rounds with all of our candidates from 60 minutes to 90 minutes because we want to go deeper into understanding the experience of each particular candidate before endorsing this candidate to our clients. I strongly believe, and Don strongly believes, that it will positively affect the user experience, if I can say like that, and the business will grow because of this factor, this simple factor. I mean, this is only the one thing. I also actively work on our website right now and on different things, so sky is the limit, man. And after that, get better. Yeah, get better. Like analysis plus get better, it comes together. First of all, you need to understand what has to be improved, and after that you have to invest yourself, invest your resources, your time, your attention, your concentration, whatever you want. Be a better version of yourself and make your company be a better version of your company. So simple as that. The next one, step number 6. You need to reinvest and scale. Of course, you got your first profit, and that's an amazing achievement, like, man, congratulations. However, don't be kind of person who just takes the profit and buys some kind of, I don't know, new sneakers, new Sony PlayStation, something like that. Of course, you want to get amazing stuff surrounding you. However, man, you need to scale the business first, because reinvesting makes it possible to, after that, scaling the business. Keep in mind that first of all, you buy assets, then these assets, they buy you things, they buy you stuff. And this is how it works. I mean, it would be impossible to become a business owner who just gets the first profit and after that buys this, buys that for the infinite amount of time. Of course, for some like couple of moments, you can feel like you're successful, but bro, better reinvest and scale after that. So here is the structure. From your client you get profit. So here, from client to you, you can see that the profit goes. After that, you put this profit, maybe full amount of profit, or maybe 80%, depends on your situation. Maybe you have some kind of expenses that you need to cover, obviously. So put some profit here, but I strongly recommend to put not less than 80%, man, because the money that remains in a business eventually will make it stronger. So you have this cash here in your bank, let's call it bank. And after that, two ways. First of all, you can allocate these funds into today's improvements, or you can allocate these funds into tomorrow's scale. And basically, I strongly recommend you to do both. So you can create a reserve here, you can create the reserve here. For example, out of this profit, like, I don't know, 70% comes here to today's investments, improvements, sorry, and 30% comes here to tomorrow's scale. This will allow you to make the next experience of the next client, even better than what you just had with the first client. Man, very important stuff. Don't lose the opportunity to grow your business because you just want to buy something that's not related to business. Of course, if you want to buy some kind of new equipment, if you need it, even ads, man, it's a different story. It's about today's improvements, or like, as you consider is like, I don't know, maybe you consider ads as a tomorrow scale. Both things works. It depends on your business structure. Keep it in mind. First of all, reinvest after that scale. And when you reinvest, you have to take it into consideration, keep it in mind that everything will go to scaling the business, because this is short to mid-term and this is long-term. So think about that. And guys, as I promised in the very beginning and somewhere in the middle of this video, agency is the ideal, in my personal opinion, ideal business structure that you should follow in the very beginning as a beginner. Actually, I have an agency. I'm the founder of recruitment agency, Web3 technical recruitment agency. So, man, first of all, it's beginner friendly. Second of all, it can be done remotely. Third, low investments. If you ask me how much money did I invest back in the days when I started Veretin recruitment, man, like less than $1,000 is possible, way less than $1,000 is possible to start with this amount of money. Actually, I remember before I was counting everything, and some kind of a few $100 if you have the laptop, of course, and the video camera. Man, it's not expensive compared to other business models. Then, low experience required. In the very beginning, yes, of course, some kind of expertise is necessary, but you can do this with your research before you reach out to new client, to the first client. And yeah, you will grow in the process. So it's scalable, very scalable actually. Low risk. What you will lose? I mean, if you invested $200, maybe $300 in your business, yeah, I mean, this is what you can lose, but you're not required to invest thousands and even like dozens and hundreds of thousands of dollars, of course, to enter it and to understand if it works for you or not. But my personal feedback, agency can work for almost anyone because it's very versatile. It's very versatile. You can do recruitment, you can do marketing, you can do copywriting, you can do pretty much anything, design, web design, or creating websites with these platforms, man, a lot of different things. Also, you don't need to go through huge amount of steps before you get the first profit. Man, it's very straight to the point. So you have the, I don't know, product or service to provide, you find the client, then you deliver as I described previously, and that's it. I mean, this is how it works. Next, is it fun to be an agency owner? Actually, yeah, but always keep in mind that it's a full-time job. You're a business owner, but you still need to invest. I don't know, like I work a lot, man, I work a lot. It of course depends on how soon, how fast, and with which amount of quality you want to develop the business. But if you're serious about it, man, my strong recommendation, you need to do this full time. You need to be able to invest at least 1 year, usually even more, 2 years, 3 years to create a good business, self-sustainable business that will generate you a decent amount of profit. This is the structure that you should follow, I believe so. And in the next video, I think you will see it on the screen right now, I will tell you about how to create your business agency, online agency. And yeah, See you there, man. Hopefully it will be useful for you as well. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and see you.